Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the season opener here at Santa Maria Speedway. We kick off the 2026 racing season right here at the historical Santa Maria Speedway, brought to you by Toyota of Santa Maria. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, may you all please rise for tonight's invocation performed by Angelina.
Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight, and we just thank you for this beautiful weather. And Father God, we pray over the track, the racers, the crew, the sponsors, all the work and preparation it took to get here tonight. Thank you for everybody who put in their work to get us here. We pray for special protection over the track and over every single racer that competes tonight. We love you, Lord. Thank you for everything you've given us.
Amen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please, for our national anthem, the Cabrillo Madrigal Group.
One, two, three. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave, home of the brave.
Great job. Give it up, Santa Maria. The CHS Madrigal Group. That will be our opening ceremonies. Looks like we've got 305 sprint cars locked and loaded in staging, and we're ready to kick off our 2026 turnover season here at Santa Maria Speedway.
Are you going to hang out? Thank you. Yeah, I'll probably be with you. Yay. I was like, is the microphone on? Is the microphone on? Funny, huh?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready, locked and loaded for our first heat race of the 2026 season. Brent Sexton in the 44X machine on the point. To the outside, the 13X of Aiden Lang. In the number 3 spot, inside of row number 3, looking for the 74 machine of Shane Sexton. To his outside, the 3F of Grant Sexton. Bobby McNovich should be on the outside of row number 4. Looks like we got a bit of a mix-up, so he'll be outside of row number 2. And in row number 3, all by his lonesome, the 42 machine of John Robertson, and that'll be your 5 cars here for heat race number 1, California Lightning Sprint Racing in action. Green flags in the air. Problems for the 3F machine right off the bat of Grant Sexton. He'll pull it down to the infield. That'll put us out front for your leader coming around to lead lap number 1, the 74 machine. Shane Sexton, P1 in the number 1 spot. It's in the number 2 spot, the 44X of Brent Sexton. In the number 3 spot, Bobby McNovich and John Robertson rounding out that top 4. Catch all the live action on John Candy Live. If you're tuning in at home, this is the California Lightning Sprint. Heat race number 1. Out front, Shane Sexton, Brent Sexton P2, Bobby McNovich rounding out that top 3. John Robertson, no change in your top 4. So Bobby McNovich driving the Cody 9, number 45 machine, Pinky's Racing entry, down the back straightaway. Leaving the 21X at home. Great to see Bobby McNovich out and racing again. His mother just passing away a couple of weeks ago. We're going to have a memorial 21-lap feature for the CLS here tonight in her memory. Shane Sexton still out front. His fast lap of the 14.517. 6 laps down, 2 to go. Shane down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. He's got about a straightaway lead over the 45 machine of Bobby McNovich. He got by the 42 machine. We'll make it the 44X of Brent Sexton. White flag in the air one more time around. Down the back straightaway for the final time into turns 3 and 4 is the 74 machine of Shane Sexton. Sexton coming across the line. He'll take heat race number 1. In the number 2 spot is Bobby McNovich. Brent Sexton rounding out that top 3. John Robertson, final car in the 42 machine, rounding out the field. And that's how they'll break down here in race number 1. Shane Sexton picks up the first heat race win of the 2026 season here at the Santa Maria Speedway. So if this is your first time to the Santa Maria Speedway, you can see the cars down on track. We've got a brand new scale system. So that's what that red scale is in the middle of the concrete pad on the infield. Cars will have to go through tech to make sure they are at the proper weight. So I believe that weight with car and driver, 875 pounds. 875 pounds. The California Lightning Sprint cars. These are motorcycle powered. Smaller scale than the big 410 and 360 sprint cars, but they do not lack in speed. Heat race number 2. Lineup looks like this. On a point, the number 3 machine, that is Mark Henry, to his outside, the 48W of Tyler Warner. Inside of row number 2, you've got Braden Cawley in the 44 machine, who is outside, the 4 of Jeff Dyer. Inside of row number 3, the 22 of Liam Coffey, and to his outside, the 97 of Leland Day. Looks like Leland has not made the call in the Day Motorsports number 97 machine. So that will leave us with 5 once again. 5 cars, 8 laps of distance here for heat race number 2 with the California Lightning Sprint cars. So a little Mike Mosierism, I like to say, nudge your neighbor, make a friendly wager. Who's going to pick up the heat race win here for heat race number 2? Will it be Mark Henry, Tyler Warner from the front row, Braden Cawley, Jeff Dyer, or Liam Coffey? Green flags in the air. Great start. for the number 48W of Tyler Warner. Problems for Dyer. He's off the pace off of turn number 2. Will he pull it down to the infield? He's staying out right now. The caution flag will fly. First caution of the night. And first caution of 2026 for the 4 machine of Jeff Dyer. There from Yucca Valley, the haircuts by Susie Jobu Racing entry. Comes up lame off of turn number 2, comes down to the infield and bringing out the caution here on lap number 2. So out front, the 48 machine of Tyler Warner, the Ironwoods Off-Road Bommel. Construction, United Rentals. Ron's Racing Products, Western Concrete. That is the 48 of Tyler Warner. Beautiful looking race car out of Alpine, California. Another great looking hot rod, that's that 22 machine. Liam Coffey from San Bernardino, California, the Tex Comp. Rain Deck Canyon Coffee Photography number 22 machine. Great looking hot rod indeed. So Liam Coffey is a rookie, brand new to California Lightning Sprint Car Racing action right now, doing a fantastic job sitting P3. As we come back to the green flag, Tyler Warner. 2 laps down, 6 laps remain. We got a couple of rookies in this one. Tyler Warner, he's a rookie himself. That 48 machine might be a rookie, but he is not locking in speed. As he's out front of the number 1 spot, you can see him right there on your screen, coming off of turn number 2 down that back straightaway. Great camera work right down the back straightaway through the shadows here in Santa Maria, California. Working the 3 off of turn number 4, crossing the line. Tyler Warner still out front. He's got a 14.386 as his fast lap. Track is nice and wide. Beautiful, silky, smooth racing surface. Liam Coffey trying to make a move to the 44 machine. Great battle over here going for P2. You can see him right here coming off turn number 2. Liam Coffey on the inside to the outside. That is the 44. Braden Cawley. Cawley trying to hold off the young gun. Liam Coffey in the 22. Coffey down on the inside, side by side off of turn number 4. At the line, it's still Cawley. 2 to go. Out front by a mile. Tyler Warner, the 48 machine with the best battle on the track, is going into 3 and coming off a turn number 4. That is Braden Cawley. Liam Coffey. And up in the mix now, Jeff Dyer. No, make it Mark Henry in the 3 machine. Off of turn number 4 for the final time. Checker flag in the air. The 48W. Tyler Warner picks up the heat race win. Here comes that battle off of 4 for P2. Give it to the 44 of Braden Cawley. Liam Coffey comes home third. And Mark Henry rounding out that top 4. That's a race right there for California Lightning Sprint Cars. So picking up that heat race win, Tyler Warner. Braden Cawley coming home P2, Liam Coffey, Mark Henry, and breaking out on lap number 1, that was Jeff Dyer in the 4 machine. Hopefully he can get that repaired and back in racing order, as it looks like coming up next will be our WRA Sprint Cars. So blast from the past. These cars from the 50s and 60s and 70s making their way out to the racing surface for an exhibition for all of you fans here tonight. First car to the track, the number 33 machine. That's a late 1970s Gambler chassis. 350 cubic inch power plant underneath the hood. One of the cars that need to be pushed off. There's a couple of these cars have starters, and you can see them right now going into turns 1 and 2. That is the number 10 machine. The number 10, that is Mike Foote, the 1960s era chassis. Chassis by Edmunds. Mike's been racing that car for 9 years. He's out of Victorville, California. 56 years of age. He's the young gun, make it the second youngest. Tobin Hammock at 54 years of age in the 33 machine from Santa Barbara, California. That is that late 70s Gambler chassis, the youngest in the field. Driving the number 5 machine from Santa Barbara, California as well. That is Bob Foote. Bob Foote at 77 years young. Out there ripping around the Santa Maria Speedway in that beautiful 77 machine. '75 machine, that is Dave Gilkinson from Goleta, California. It's a late 50s, early 60s, 3-inch tube steel frame chassis with reinforced trusses, buggy spring front end, and torsion rear end for the 75 machine for David Gilkinson. David out of Goleta, California. Also out of Goleta, California. The number 40 entry at 79 years of age in the 6-cylinder Chevy power plant. That is the number 40 machine. It's a 1984 Gambler chassis. And that was a popular and successful chassis back in the 1970s and 1980s. Kenny Rogers became associated with the Gambler name, and it stuck. The 1975 Chevy 6-cylinder, 250 cubic inch truck engine running on methanol for the number 40 machine, the 79 years young driver for Seth Hammond. So there's a good little battle right there coming off of turns 3 and 4. This car does not have scoring number 10 and the number 40. Battling, that is Mike Foote and Seth Hammond, the 56-year-old trying to get by the 79-year-old. Actually, the 79-year-old trying to get around the 56-year-old. Get him out there ripping around that number 40 machine. That is the newest car out on the track. That is a 1984 Gambler chassis. You can really see how times have changed. That 33 machine, that might be the most familiar looking hot rod, that 1970s Gambler chassis. Whoa, getting a little crossed up down off of turn number 4. Still not afraid to lay the wood to it, that number 75 machine. Dave Gilkinson putting on a show for you fans. The number 10, he is hanging it out of Mike Foote. Looks like we're going to get the white flag this time by, and we will do so coming off of turn number 4. The 53 machine of Tobin Hammock. Safety has come a long way from the days in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Still see no arm guards on some of these cars. Same basic principle. You still see the stagger in the chassis, the big right rear tires, the smaller left rear tires. As we come to the final checkered flag lap here, finishing out the 75 of Dave Gilkinson. That will be the WRA sprint cars at the Santa Maria Speedway. We'll show those cars a couple more times through the night as we get ready for our next event. Coming out will be your Dwarf car heat race number 1. So pushing one car off from the infield. Once we get that car across, we will have the stage set here for our first of two heats for your Dwarf cars. And here they come, making their way to the track. Lineups look like this on the point from Santa Maria, California. The 24E machine, that is Ryan Caldwell. To his outside, also from Santa Maria, always fast, and one to watch the 33N of Brandon Wiley. Inside of row number 2, Corbin Kuma from Napomo in the 3K machine. And to his outside, the 36E of Daniel Peters from Camarillo. On the inside of row number 3, that is Joe Barquette from Morro Bay, California. And to the outside, final car for heat race number 1, that is a 77E of Seamus Meyer. Seamus Meyer from Morgan Hill, California, the rookie to the Dwarf division. You can see the yellow flags waving off the backside of that 77 machine. Right there, the 33 of Wiley. He's going to be one to watch on the outside of that front row. Also, Ryan Caldwell. He's no slouch himself in that 24E machine. You should have saw that thing coming in the back gate. That was coming on an old school truck trailer combo. One of the coolest pit cars I saw come through the back gate. So let's see if he can translate that into a cool heat race win for the 24E machine of Ryan Caldwell out of Santa Maria, California. Brian Wiley, Corbin Kuma, Daniel Peters, Joe Barquette, and Seamus Myers. Green flags in the air. Oh, hang on to it. Ryan Caldwell. As they come into turns 3 and 4. Who's going to lead it at the line? The 33 of Brandon Wiley. In the number 2 spot, 36, Daniel Peters, Ryan Caldwell, and Joe Barquette rounding out that top 4. Wiley right through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Floats up, puts the right rear right on the cushion. Coming off of turn number 4. Leading lap number 2. 2 down, 6 remain. Fast lap for Brandon Wiley, 16.573 back on lap number 1. Working right down that front straightaway. You can really see these cars wind up as they go into turns 1 and 2. Working around some lap traffic now. The 33 of Wiley. Wiley at the line. Just at the halfway point. 4 laps down, 4 laps remain. No big contest out on the racing surface. It is all a Brandon Wiley show as they go down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Six down, 2 to go. The 33 in of Brandon Wiley, 36 machine of Daniel Peters still sitting P2. Ryan Caldwell, Corbin Kuma, and Seamus Myers rounding out that top 5. 6th and final car still running around the 77E of Seamus Myers. White flag in the air one more time around. Down the back straightaway, turn number 3 for the final time. The 33 in machine floating up high, keeping those right rear tires in the moisture. Checkered flag flies. Brandon Wiley picks up the heat race win. Daniel Peters comes home in the number 2 spot. Ryan Caldwell, Corbin Kuma, and Seamus Myers rounding out your field. That will do it. Picking up the heat race win, the 33 in of Brandon Wiley. Heat race number 2, making their way out to the track. J.D. Brown will be on the point from Bakersfield, California. To the outside in the 15 is Joe Bohard. Inside of row number 2, the 19K of Kobe Kearns out of Santa Maria, California. Who is outside the 13E of Adam Hutrion. In row number 3, all by his lonesome, that'll be the 7X machine of Taylor Selby. And that'll be your 5 cars going 8 laps here in heat race number 2. Lineup is good. We are set to go. Lights are out. We're going green flag racing next time off a turn at number 4. So if you're not familiar with dirt car racing, first time to the show, well, the lights are out. You see the lights on all 4 corners of the racing surface? That means we are going green next time by. Yellow flag is caution, and red flag is all stopped on the racing surface. So right now we are locked and loaded. Looking good. Hollywood J.D. Brown coming to the green. What a shot out of a cannon for the 14 machine. J.D. Brown with the early lead, has a 6-car advantage going into turn number 3, the 15E of Joe Bohart. Battling side by side off of turn number 4. J.D. Brown, Joe Bohart's go to the number 2 spot. Kobe Kearns. Now Kearns up to P2, the 19 machine. Kobe Kearns down that back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. The 13E of Adam Hutrion rounding out that top 4. Right back down to the bottom side for the 14 machine. J.D. Brown still out front by 1.2 seconds. See if he can maintain that lead. J.D. Brown out front and running away with this one. 1.4 seconds is the advantage for the 14 machine. Kobe Kearns still sitting P2. The number 3 spot is the 15E of Joe Bohart, Adam Hutrion, and Taylor Selby. As we've got 3 to go, make it 2 to go this time by at the line for J.D. Brown. Hollywood J.D. Brown right through the middle of the slick stuff down into turns 1 and 2. Off turn number 2, down that back straightaway he goes into 3 and 4 for the second to last time. A white flag in the air for J.D. Brown. The Normal E Motorsports number 14 entry picks that same little slider line. Brings it right back down to the bottom side of the racing surface, down the back straightaway for the final time in 3 and 4. Kobe Kearns sitting P2. He's back by 1.7 seconds. At the line, Hollywood J.D. Brown picks up the heat race win. Kobe Kearns comes home second. And the 15E of Joe Bohart rounds out the top 3. Hitrion, Taylor Selby. And that's your top 5 finishers for the Dwarf Car 8 feature. Not the 8 feature, heat race number 2. Your boy John Candy, a little bit rusty up here. This is my first big car race of the 2026 season. Great to be back here at the Santa Maria Speedway. Big time shout out, Chad Weber. And the invert for the Dwarf cars is 0. Chad Weber. Somebody's going to be real happy. It's probably going to be J.D. Brown. It's probably going to be on the point there for the Dwarf car feature. As we get ready for our first 305 heat of the night. locked and loaded, ready to go off a turn number 4. Out front number 3, that is Anthony Pombo. Pombo number 1 is Evan Dixon. Kevin Barnes, senior number George Christie out. Number 3 spot, Kevin Barnes, senior number top 4. Cars are really good here at the Santa Maria Speedway. 305 sprint cars. We're going to have them as regular here. 2026 season. They're out front with on show. Early is the Pombo, the number 3 machine. Pombo trying to hold off Evan Dixon. Dixon running around that outside. Sitting in the number 3 spot. That is the 23 machine. George Christian Jr. That is your top qualifier. Dixon all over the tailgate of that machine. As I say that, it's a little bit tight, goes up the hill. Trying to run it back down. Cars rip-roaring around. Racing surface still out front. That number 3 machine of Pombo. Here comes the move. Dixon slides down the bottom side. Upside down goes the 3 machine. Contact was made, and upside down goes Pombo. Safety, fire and safety, quickly on scene for Pombo. Evan Dixon over there as well to check on his competitor, Anthony Pombo. Waiting on a word. From fire and safety. Driver is okay. He's up and out of the car. Give it up for Anthony Pombo from Kerman, California, going for a big ride over there in turns 1 and 2. Safety equipment doing its job. It'll take just a moment, ladies and gentlemen, as we clean up the carnage over there. You can see, if you're watching on John Candy Live, head over to the YouTube page or Santa Maria Speedway YouTube page. We're streaming it live all season. There on John Candy Live, you can see all the racing action. If you got somebody at home that wants to check out what's going on, they could click on the YouTube page and subscribe to that so you don't miss any of the action here at Santa Maria Speedway as we put Pombo on the hook in turn at number 2. So big time shout out to Toyota of Santa Maria for giving us our bike giveaway once again to our junior fan of the night. So big time shout out to Toyota of Santa Maria. So it looks like we have finished our fence repair over there in turn number 2. Once again, big time thank you to the Lord above for keeping his eye over the 3 machine of Pombo, going for that big ride over there in turns 1 and 2. And it looks like the 7 machine of Evan Dixon lost brakes on that 7C entry, so he's going to pull it down to the infield as well. So now we're going to be left with just 3. Actually, the 23 machine and the 36 of Barnes. So we're left with 2. George Tristow Jr. and the 36 of Kevin Barnes Sr. Anthony Pombo and Evan Dixon. We're putting on a show. Get together over there in the turns 1 and 2. Upside down goes Pombo, bringing out the caution here with 6 down and 2 to go. That was setting up for one whale of a finish. Hopefully, Pombo's got another top wing and everything else is A-okay with that hot rod. And that young man is okay himself, and he can come out and compete and see if he can get some redemption as we come to the green. 305 Race Savers. Just down the back straightaway with a healthy lead over Kevin Barnes in the 36 machine. White flag this time by. Tristow. It's a little bit snug in the middle, turns 1 and 2. Able to rock it down the back straightaway for the final time here to turns 3 and 4. Coming to the line. George Tristow Jr. picks up the heat race win. Kevin Barnes comes home in the number 2 spot. That'll be heat race number 1 for your IMCA Race Saver 305 sprint cars. In staging, you could see heat race number 2 ready to rock and roll big time. Shout out once again to that 23T machine. And Tristow picking up the heat race win. And the 7C, hopefully Evan Dixon can get that repaired as well. So we have a full 9-car field for that feature. First car out for race number 2, heat race number 2, Andrew Martin out of Nuevo, California. So Martin and Jackson down there in staging, ready to get pushed off in the 305 sprint cars. So these are the same exact scale, same size, same everything from your 410 and 360 sprint cars that you see on Flow Racing and the World of Outlaws. Same chassis. This is just the entry level into big full-size sprint car racing action. As you see, we're getting all the cars pushed on the surface. As of right now, the 81 of Alves out there, as well as the number 2 machine of Davey Pombo. So Davey Pombo, that is Anthony Pombo's brother, from what I'm being told. And the 2W, Andrew Williams. Finally got that car figured out and refired. That might have been the biggest cheer we've heard tonight so far. So we'll see what he can do with that thing. Not able to make his qualifying efforts. I'm pretty sure he'll start scratch on the field. So looks like we've got a couple of vehicles looking to make their way back to the surface. That 4x4, synonymous with the Santa Maria Speedway. Check out that thing right there. Overkill. Santa Maria Speedway mascot, if you will. Napa know-how. Late model tight chassis on that 4x4 with push bumper on front. As we get them lined up. On the point, 71 of Andrew Martin to his outside, the 18 machine, that is the 18 of Lance Jackson out of Kingsburg, California. The inside of row number 2, Jeremy Alves from Hanford, California, to his outside, that is Davey Pombo. And the 2W all by his lonesome, Andrew Williams, making his first lap around the Santa Maria Speedway. Green flag in the air. Alves going a little bit high, taking it down the inside, the 71 of Andrew Martin. Oh, we got one up in the fence and it turns 3 and 4. Martin, he's able to keep it up all fours and we stay green. Lance Jackson, Davey Pombo, Jeremy Alves, and Andrew Williams. That is your top 4. And on that back straight away, it turns 3 and 4, the 18 of Lance Jackson. 3 down, 5 to go. Jackson goes a little bit high. Here comes Pombo. Now taking a peek to the inside. Can't quite get there at the line. Pombo trying to run him down. Pombo still all over the tail, taking Lance Jackson down that straightaway. He goes down to turns 1 and 2. Pombo still trying to run down Lance Jackson. He's going to have 2 more laps to go at the line. Lance Jackson points 6-2-3. Second advantage the last time by. Pombo missing his mark just a little bit there to 3 and 4. And Jackson now blowing that rear rotor of the 18 machine. Here comes Pombo. Down into turn number 3, off of turn number 4. White flag in the air one more time around. A slip from Pombo gives a little bit of relief to the 18 machine of Lance Jackson. He's coming down off of turn number 4 for the final time. Lance Jackson picks up the heat race win. Pombo comes home with the number 2 spot. Jeremy Alves finishing third of Andrew Williams. And Andrew Martin rounding out the field. So picking up the heat race win, Lance Jackson in the 18 machine. So that will do it for all of our heat races here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It's about that time for Chad Weber to start doing some Chad Weber things up here at the Santa Maria Speedway, the Director of Operations, Race Day Operations up here at Santa Maria Speedway. And Chad, real quick, turn that mic on, buddy. What do you think about our opening night so far here at Santa Maria Speedway? We've had, got to shake off the rust a little bit.
I feel just like that. I need to shake the rust off myself, but really happy that everybody's here. Super happy with the turnout. Thank you all for coming out. Beautiful night here in Santa Maria. Hope you guys like what we've done with the racetrack, and looking forward to tonight's main events.
Yeah, we clicked right through all the heat races here. We did single car qualifying, motor heat, and everything, and we are done. And what time is it? It is 6:45. So, man, we are rolling right through the program. Stephanie, as always, doing a fantastic job with the scoring and race directing and getting the program rolling right through. But this is the time that Santa Maria Speedway, which I have known is to be the best time of the night for these fans. It is about fan appreciation time.
It is that time. So if you've been at Santa Maria Speedway before, you know intermission means giving away some stuff. So all you kids, make your way up here to the concession stand area. I'm walking over here, and we've got some stuff to give away.
Make your way up, ladies and gentlemen. Make your way up to the fan zone right here underneath the announcer's booth here at the Santa Maria Speedway, right by the concessions, for your opportunity to get some swag right here at Santa Maria Speedway.
Where are the kids at? Where are the kids at? I got some Easter stuff. Lindsay Weber taking care of us like always. All right, here.
Take a breath, but don't go far. This is racing under California stars. Santa Maria, hear that sound? We're just getting ready for the next round. This is where the horsepower lives, where the throttle roars and the driver gives everything they got, every inch, every lap, no looking back. Just full attack. Santa Maria, light it up tonight, side by side under those Friday lights. From the green to the checkered flag, this is dirt track racing. Fast and bad. Fast and bad. From the tires to the fuel to the steel in the frame, it takes a crew and a name behind every name. Local shops, hometown pride, keeping these machines alive. From the pits to the stands, they're part of the show. Every lap you see, they help it go. So take a look, yeah, you know the deal. These are the names that make it real. This is where the horsepower lives, where the throttle roars and the driver gives everything they got, every inch, every lap, no looking back. Just full attack. Santa Maria, light it up tonight, side by side under those Friday lights. Feel the ground shake, hear the crowd. This is racing. Fast and loud. Fast and loud. Roll it back, take it in. Every logo tells a story. Every sponsor feels the glory. Tonight's racing, brought to you by Fire It Up. Woo! Fire it up, we're coming back strong. Engine scream, won't be long. Next green flag, next showdown. Santa Maria, shut it down. Dirt flies high, champions rise. You're watching greatness under these skies. So don't blink now, don't miss a lap. We're coming back. Get ready for that. Stay tuned. Stay loud. We'll be right back. Woo! Woo! The engine's quiet, but the night ain't done. Yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, the engine's quiet. Yeah, engine's quiet, but the night ain't done. Dust still hanging from the last run. Lights still glow on this dirt and steel. You can feel it coming, yeah, it's real. Take a breath, but don't go far. This is racing under California stars. Santa Maria, hear that sound? We're just getting ready for the next round. This is where the horsepower lives, where the throttle roars and the driver gives everything they got, every inch, every lap, no looking back. Just full attack. Santa Maria, light it up tonight, side by side under those Friday lights. From the green to the checkered flag, this is dirt track racing. Fast and bad. Fast and bad. From the tires to the fuel to the steel in the frame, it takes a crew and a name behind every name. Local shops, hometown pride, keeping these machines alive. From the pits to the stands, they're part of the show. Every lap you see, they help it go. So take a look, yeah, you know the deal. These are the names that make it real. This is where the horsepower lives, where the throttle roars and the driver gives everything they got, every inch, every lap, no looking back. Just full attack. Santa Maria, light it up tonight, side by side under those Friday lights. Feel the ground shake, hear the crowd. This is racing. Fast and loud. Fast and loud. Roll it back, take it in. Every logo tells a story. Every sponsor feels the glory. Tonight's racing, Brought to you by Fire It Up! Woo! Fire it up, we're coming back strong. Engine scream, won't be long. Next green flag, next showdown. Santa Maria, shut it down. Dirt flies high, champions rise. You're watching greatness under these skies. So don't blink now, don't miss a laugh. We're coming back. Get ready for that. Stay tuned. Stay loud. We'll be right back. Woo! Woo! The engine's quiet, but the night ain't done. Yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, the engine's quiet. Yeah, engine's quiet, but the night ain't done. Dust still hanging from the last run. Lights still glow on this dirt and steel. You can feel it coming, yeah, it's real. Take a breath, but don't go far. This is racing under California stars. Santa Maria, hear that sound? We're just getting ready for the next round. This is where the horsepower lives, where the throttle roars and the driver gives everything they got, every inch, every lap, no looking back. Just full attack. Santa Maria, light it up tonight, side by side under those Friday lights. From the green to the checkered flag, this is dirt track racing. Fast and bad. Fast and bad. From the tires to the fuel to the steel and the frame, it takes a crew and a name behind every name. Local shops, hometown pride, keeping these machines alive. From the pits to the stands, they're part of the show. Every lap you see, they help it go. So take a look, yeah, you know the deal. These are the names that make it real. This is where the horsepower lives, where the throttle roars and the driver gives everything they got, every inch, every lap, no looking back. Just for that Santa Maria, light it up tonight, side by side under those Friday lights. Feel the ground shake, hear the crowd. This is racing, fast and loud, fast and loud. Roll it back, take it in. Every logo tells a story. Every sponsor feels the glory. Tonight's racing, brought to you by Fire It Up. Woo! Fire it up, we're coming back strong. Engine scream, won't be long. Next green flag, next showdown. Santa Maria, shut it down. Dirt flies high, champions rise. You're watching greatness under these skies. So don't blink now, don't miss a laugh. We're coming back. Get ready for that. Stay tuned. Stay loud. We'll be right back. Woo! Woo!
First 8 feature. Out on the track lineup is good, and we're going to show them when to go next time by. Your lineup looks like this. Liam Coffey in the number 1 spot to his outside. The 45 Cody 9 machine. Tonight driven by Bobby McNovich. Inside of row number 2, the 44X machine of Brent Sexton to his outside. The 48W of Tyler Warner. Inside of row number 3, the 44 of Braden Colley to his outside. The 74 of Shane Sexton. Inside of row number 4, the 3F of Brent Sexton to his outside. Jeff Dyer driving the number 4 machine. Inside of row number 5, the 3M machine of Mark Henry to his outside. The 42 of John Robertson. 13X of Aiden Lane is not going to make the show, so that will make a 10-car feature going 21 laps for the first A main event of the 2026 season here at Santa Maria Speedway. Now's the time. Nudge your neighbor, make that friendly wager. Who's going to pick up the first A feature of the 2026 season? Green flags in the air. Great start for Cody 9, the 45 machine. Cody 9 will come around the line. He'll lead lap number 1. In the number 2 spot, Tyler Warner. Oh, I'm sorry, Bobby McNovich. Bobby McNovich. I'm so used to seeing Cody 9 behind the wheel of that 45 machine. Bobby McNovich out front. The Pinkies 45. Tyler Warner, P2, Liam Coffey, Brady Colley, and Brent Sexton rounding out your top 5. Side-by-side racing, national next ready to turn. Number 2, 1 off the pace. Sexton in the 3 machine. Smoke going out on the left side of that 3 entry. Still out front, Bobby McNovich on your screen. We got a 3 machine popping out right in front of your leader. One around in turn number 2, caution in turn number 2. Caution flag will fly. That is the 3 machine of Sexton. That is the 3M machine, the 3M of Mark Henry. Correction. The 3M of Mark Henry gets it wrong over there in turn at number 2. So our safety vehicle over there in tow, 4x4 overkill. See him over there, right underneath the Jason White painting sign. So caution comes out, 17 laps remaining. Caution there on lap number 4. Dominating right now, Bobby McNovich. May be a surprise to no one. So if you might be wondering why 21 laps is so special here tonight, we are doing that in remembrance of Bobby McNovich's mother, who just passed away 2 weeks ago. So in her memory and her honor, we raced 21 laps here tonight at Santa Maria Speedway. So we'll see if he can pick up a victory here on this very special night. Bobby's number indeed is 21, so that is why we will run 21 laps here tonight. So it looks like we've got the 3M machine down in the infield of Mark Henry. We are set to go. Bobby McNovich, Grant Sexton, Tyler Warner, Braden Colley, Brent Sexton, your top 5. Jeff Dyer sitting in the number 6 spot. Then you pick up the 22 of Liam Coffey. The 24, I believe. Make it the 74 of Shane Sexton and the 42 of John Robertson rounding out the field. Problems for the 97 of Leland Day out of Bakersfield, California. Out there for the hot laps and qualifying. Didn't see him for the heat race. And he must have hurt something under the hood because he's not here for the feature. So Bobby McNovich, a 1.6 second advantage, was erased at the drop of the yellow flag. Now back to his back bumper, Grant Sexton, as we go back to the green. McNovich with a good start, the 45 machine, still all over his tail tank. Grant Sexton. Sexton taking a peek around the outside off of turn number 4. Here comes the battle for the top spot. Sexton down the inside, tries to pull a slider, but cannot clear the 45 of Bobby McNovich. Now he's going to lose some ground as he goes down the back straightaway. Sexton's a little bit better here to turns 3 and 4, trying to run down Bobby McNovich. McNovich was a little better in turns 1 and 2 last time by, but now figuring it out is Sexton. Sexton might have the faster car. Sexton to the inside. Slide job city to turns 3 and 4. Can the crossover happen? Here comes Bobby McNovich at the line. Bobby McNovich by a nose. Slider serve going back and forth. They make contact off of turn number 2. Bobby McNovich now protecting the slider line into turns 3 and 4. Going around the outside, trying to carry that momentum is the 3 machine of Grant Sexton. Sexton and McNovich battle down the front straightaway. We got one off the pace. We've got Jeff Dyer up on turn number 4. Jeff Dyer on track exit going into turn number 4. Caution flag will fly. Caution out for Jeff Dyer. Didn't quite see that, but just right next to the Rugged Radio's V. Lopez Jr. and Sons banner. Jeff Dyer comes to a halt down that back straightaway. Beautiful night here in Santa Maria, California. The opening night season opener, kicking off 2026. If you're interested in all the racing action here at Santa Maria Speedway, make sure you follow all social media platforms and make sure you follow the website, santamariaspeedway.net. That's where you can find all of the racing action that is to come, all the schedules, and everything Santa Maria Speedway. Santa Maria would like to thank its sponsors, Brand Creative, Hondas of Santa Maria, Main Electric Supply, Coastal Creations, King Concrete, Rugged Radio, CJ's Cafe, Red Chair, API White Services, and Splash and Dash Car Wash. So still trying to get Jeff Dyer figured out over there in turn number 2. Hopefully we can get that car clear of the track. Looks like it's just going to go by way of the bumper out the 4x4 overkill machine. Right down that front straight of the speed shot. Let's see what's going on. Santa Maria Speedway. Side picture. So track is clear. Looks like we're going to show him one this time by Bobby McNovich still out front in the number 1 spot. Same in the number 2 spot, Grant Sexton, Tyler Warner, Brendan Colley, Shane Sexton in the number 5 position. Laps to go. Yellow is still out on the surface. Now the track is really clear. Showing him 1 to go this time by. Showing 1 to go. 1 to go. Lights are out. Lights are out. We're going green flag racing. This time off of turn number 4. Bobby McNovich, Grant Sexton, Tyler Warner, Braden Colley, Shane Sexton, your top 5. John Robertson, the 22 machine of Liam Coffey, and the 44 of Braden Colley. Nice tight formation as they're down the back straightaway. Green flag is in the air. Back to racing action. Santa Maria Speedway, California Lightning Sprint 8 feature. John Robertson going around right on the front straightaway. Caution flag will fly. Caution flag will fly. Robertson going for a ride down that front straightaway. So show number one once again at the line. A no change, 13 laps remaining for the first A feature of the night. Bobby McNovich trying to pick up a special win here. Going 21 laps as he normally pilots the 21X machine. Bobby McNovich. Oak Hills, California. Come to the green flag. 13 laps to go. Bobby McNovich right down through the middle, turns 1 and 2. Sexton's going to have a good head of steam coming off of turn number 2. Running out of room, has to get on the right down that back straightaway. Here comes the battle off of turn number 4. Sexton motors around the outside of Bobby McNovich. He's got the lead down the back straightaway. Down into turns 3 and 4. We're going to do leader here on lap number 10. Sexton in the number 1 spot. Bobby McNovich sitting P2. Now here comes the 48 machine of Tyler Warner. Off the pace is the 44 Brady Cawley. Cawley down the infield. Grant Sexton, Bobby McNovich, 1 and 2. In the number 3 spot, the 48 machine. Out front and away. We've got 10 to go next time by. Sexton still out front in the number 1 spot. Grant Sexton. Sexton, McNovich, Tyler Warner, Brady Cawley, Shane Sexton rounding out that top 5. On your screen, you see Grant Sexton wheeling that 3F machine. He's got a 2.5 second advantage over Bobby McNovich. McNovich, he's got about 5 seconds back from the leaders. Tyler Warner, so about a 2.5 second advantage from second to third. No big contest out on track right now. Your leader, Sexton, ripping around that 3F machine off of turn number 2 down the max straightaway. 5 to go. Big time up and smoke down the front straightaway. Caution on the front straightaway. Caution is out for the 48 machine. Tyler Warner goes up in smoke. Down, 5 to go for the first day feature of 2026 here at Santa Maria Speedway. Grant Sexton in the number 1 spot. Overtakes Bobby McNovich on lap number 10. McNovich still sitting P2. Tyler Warner, Brady Cawley, Shane Sexton in the top 5. So that 48 machine, Tyler Warner, did break out. He blew up going down that front straightaway. A lot of speed. Tyler Warner, they run really good. Before they go, it's a kind of a historic saying. Might be proven to be true once again. The 74 machine went out in here at that number 4 spot. That is Shane Sexton. So Grant Sexton, Bobby McNovich, Tyler Warner was gone. So Brady Cawley, P3, Shane Sexton, P4. And the 22, Liam Coffey rounding out that top 5. John Robertson car not on that top 5 grid. As we're back to the green, 5 to go. Shane Sexton around that outside. The 45 Cody Racing P2. Right around that bottom side. Now here comes the 44 trying to make a move for the top spot. Sexton, McNovich, Colley, and Shane Sexton, Liam Coffey rounding out that top 5. 3 to go at the line. Ripping right around that outside is a 3 of Shane Sexton. Fastest car on track by a lot. Young man working off a turn at number 4. That much of an advantage for Grant Sexton. That is what 2.7 seconds looks like. Just over a straightaway lead as we come to the white flag one more time around for Sexton. Grant Sexton off a turn at number 2 down that back straightaway in turns 3 and 4. Right around the outside of the racing surface, coming to the checkered flag. Grant Sexton picks up the win. Bobby McNovich comes home in the number 2 spot. Third goes to Braden Colley. Shane Sexton, Liam Coffey, and John Robertson round out the field. Grant Sexton picking up the win, overtaking Bobby McNovich there on lap number 10, and no looking back for the 3 machine. First victory of 2026 here at the Santa Maria Speedway. He's through scales to make it official. Coming down to victory lane. Grant Sexton right there at the brand new tech here at the Santa Maria Speedway. You see the scales and the concrete slab. He's getting congratulations from his fellow competitors. Bobby McNovich up and out of the Cody 9 number 45 machine. Equipment's off. The helmet is coming off. And ladies and gentlemen, he can hear you now. Give it up for the 3F, the driver. Give it up for Grant Sexton. Listen to that, dude. Grant, fantastic job, man. Way to kick off 2026 at Santa Maria, man. This thing was bad fast. You know, the 45 machine of Bobby McNovich was strong early. You kind of had a lot of speed earlier. It showed a lot of patience, but this thing really stretched his legs towards the end and picked up victory in a big fashion.
Yeah, Bobby had a really good line pretty much everywhere, so I was worried I wasn't going to be able to get around him just with how high you had to run it. And then once I went higher down here in 1 and got around the smooth stuff around the ruts and then through the ruts, it started taking off. And I was like, this thing's a freaking rocket ship, man. But I can't thank Brian and Sam Fonseca enough for letting me drive this thing. It's a freaking rocket ship. My dad, Mark, Brody, Bubs, Tavo, Dalton. There's a bunch of people, Big Johnny, David Bazzaio. I know I'm forgetting people, but it takes an army to get here. And we did it. That's cool.
That's awesome. I mean, you guys come 3 strong. You know, there's 3 sections in here. All relatives, cousins, brothers.
Yeah, my dad was out there. My cousin Shane was in the purple one. I haven't ran these things since like October or something, and I blew up in hot laps, so I really haven't raced since August. So I'm just glad I got to come back out here and knock the rust off.
Man, you knocked it off in a fantastic way, picking up a win here tonight. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. You guys, one more thing to say?
Yeah. Thank all you fans for coming out. You guys are what makes this cool shit, so you guys are the best.
There it is. That's Grant Sexton coming home in the number one spot. A very special night, Bobby, man, for you. You're in the Cody 945, but we ran 21 laps in honor of your mother here tonight. It was an honor and privilege to do that for you and your family.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. This one obviously is for my mom and Mike's mom. So, but no, it's cool to have 21 laps.
I know you're really emotional down here. This racing, it means the world to you. This class means the world to you. And I know it's a tough time for you, but, all of us are really have you in our thoughts and prayers.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I got to thank Mike and Cindy and Cody for letting me run the thing. It goes good. I didn't quite have it. I just didn't feel that great. But I know when you run, I just kept running as hard as I can because when you run behind the 3F car, it's as likely to blow up as finish. So second could be a win. So I just kept going. But this time he made it to the finish line, so he was the class of the field.
Well, there it is right there. Race fans, please give it up. We're now the godfather of California Lightning Sprints, Bobby McNovich. All right, Santa Maria Speedway, how'd you think about that first A feature of the night? Who's ready for some more racing action? That's what I'm talking about. We've got the WRA making their way out to the surface. The WRA, the blast from the past, out here at Santa Maria Speedway. WRA is the Western Racing Association, a group of individuals dedicated to the preservation and display of exhibition of vintage oval racing. And Santa Maria Speedway is glad to have them as they're out there really not holding back. Look at that. Getting all kinds of crossed up over there to turns 3 and 4. That's that 33 machine. Oh, all kinds of crossed up. That's the 40. 40. That is a 1984 Gambler chassis. Piloted by 79-year-old Seth Hammond. 79 years young, out there wheeling a WRA sprint car. Right next to that's a 75 machine from Galena, California. Dave Gilkinson. As we're giving the WRA 10 laps in duration for their exhibition here at Santa Maria Speedway. Third time out on track for the WRA. Bob Foote in the number 5 machine from Santa Barbara, California. Mike Foote from Victorville, 56 years of age. driving the number 10 machine, the 33. That is the Santa Barbara native of Tobin Hammock. So 40. That is Seth Hammond, 79 years young. And at 70 years of age, driving the number 75 machine from Goleta, California, that is Dave Kilkinson. The number 5 machine, owned by Bob Foote and John Willis, out of Santa Barbara, California. Tube frame and chassis with the aluminum fuel tank. In the tail end of that machine, suspension is a cross torsion bar. Bought from Greg Dirks of Palo Verdes back in 2020. The number 40 machine. It's a 1984 Gambler chassis. Has a 1975 six-cylinder power plant underneath the hood running on methanol. The car competed in USAC and CRA races from 1984 to 1997 in Southern California. The car was reworked for the VRA by Keith Lomas of Ohio. Seth Hammond has extensive land speed racing experience at Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah. Has set multiple records of over 300 miles per hour. That's the driver Seth Hammond from Santa Barbara, California, driving the number 40. The 33 machine. It's from the late 70s, a Gambler chassis. 350 cubic inch Chevrolet power plant underneath the hood, where Tobin has been racing for 3 years with the WRA. Tobin Hammock in the 33. Mike Foote in the 1960s Airy chassis by Ed Linz. Mike's been racing that car for 9 years with the WRA. That's the number 10 of Mike Foote. And that will do it for your WRA race exhibition here at the Santa Maria Speedway. Looks like we're going to release him one more time. Oh, someone pulling it out of gear. White flag in the air. So this will be the final time down the back straight. We got one around at turn number 2. Driver flipping it around over there. That's coming to the checkered flag. That's going to do it here for the WRA officially. So now officially we are done with the WRA. Looks like our next group out to the track will be our Dwarf car, a main event. Charlie and Late, can you make your way up to the concession stand, please? Charlie and Late. We have a wonderful surprise for you up here at the announcer's booth. So come up to the concession stand's announcer booth area. We've got a nice surprise for you as we're ready to go for our next feature here tonight. Dwarf cars going 25 laps in duration. And starting on the point, that's right, Chad Weber drew the 0. So Brandon Wiley, your top qualifier, will be on the number 1 spot. Just coming fresh off an interview down that front straightaway, claiming his 2025 track championship. How's he going to kick off 2026? Can he do it in big style and pick up a victory here tonight? J.D. Brown will be on that outside of road number 1. So, getting the track clear, the final car. He's making his way out of the track exit over there next to the rugged radio sign, the V. Lopez Jr. and Sons Construction. And the track is clear. Cars should be entering the surface. They come, the Dwarf cars for their A feature. Let's go over the lineup. On the point, Brandon Wiley from Santa Maria, California. Drives that 33N machine who's outside from Bakersfield, California. 14 machine of Hollywood, J.D. Brown. Inside of row number 2, you pick up the 36E machine from Camarillo, California. That is Daniel Peters. Into his outside, the 19K of Colby Kearns. Inside of row number 3. That's the 24E machine of Ryan Caldwell out of Santa Maria, California. To his outside, the 15E of Joe Bohard. And on the inside of row number 4, looks like that's going to be a scratch, putting the 7K of Taylor Selby from Buellton, California, to the inside of row number 4, to the outside, the 13E of Adam Hutrion. Inside of row number 5, the 77E of Seamus Myers, to his outside, the 00 of Joe Barquette out of Morro Bay, California. And that will be your Dwarf car, a main event, as they start to roll around and start to take formation. 25 laps is the distance. Nudge your neighbor, make that friendly wager. Who's going to pick up the A feature here tonight? Will it come from that front row? Can Brandon Wiley from Santa Maria, California go fresh off of a championship and pick up the victory here on night number 1 of the 2026 season? Beautiful shot right there. John Candy live. So we have our final car. Looks like getting through turn number 4 there. That is Joe Barquette's the 00. Stephanie Odom, race director at 70 Speedway. On it as always. Puts on a fantastic show. Very efficient. She does about 200 shows a year. Almost as crazy as your boy John Candy up here, only doing about 140 events. Everything is beautiful here at the Central Coast. Temperatures are starting to drop. The high of 85 here in Santa Maria, California. Lows to be about 45. Right now it is the perfect temperature with 25 laps of durable racing set to take place on opening night here at Santa Maria Speedway. Furled up green flag. And the flagman's hand indicating one more time around. We'll go green next time off a turn at number 4. Brandon Wiley, J.D. Brown, that front row. Daniel Peters, Colby Kearns, Ryan Caldwell, Joe Bohart, Taylor Selby, Adam Hutrion, Seamus Myers, and Joe Barquette's 10 cars set to do battle for 25 laps. Nice tight formation down the back straightaway. Taking a hard look at them as they cross the line. Green flag will be in the air. And we are green. Dwarf car, A main event. Brandon Wiley gets the advantage off of turn number 2, but J.D. Brown is right there in the clutches. J.D. Brown, the slider in 3 and 4. Slider serving the 14 machine of Hollywood. J.D. Brown, can he take the top spot away? He will do so at the line. Wiley right there, hot on his heels in the 33 machine. Off turn 2 down that back straightaway now, protecting the sliders, the 14 of J.D. Brown. Here comes Cody Kern from 19, making a run at that top 3. Side by side at the line, 15 machine gets that advantage. He gets back up into P4. J.D. Brown, Brandon Wiley, Cody Kearns, Joe Bohart, and Daniel Peters rounding out the top 5. Good battle for the top spot. Here comes the 33 of Wiley. Wiley to the inside. He's going to make the slider here in turns 1 and 2. Right around the outside is J.D. Brown, keeping the 14 wound up with the momentum run off a 2 down that back straightaway. Right back down. Crossing up into the good stuff off of turn number 4. J.D. Brown still holds on to the lead, but here comes Brandon Wiley. Wiley now side by side with the 14 of J.D. Brown. Kobe Kern still set back in the number 3 spot, but the battle's up front for that top spot. Here comes J.D. Brown right through the middle of the slick, slides up in front of the 33. Wiley gets a little bit free off of turn number 4. Side by side for the top spot. Brandon Wiley makes the move down the back straightaway. Wiley gets by the 14 machine of Hollywood. J.D. Brown. Now J.D. Brown tries to work off the bottom side of turn number 4, but we got a new leader. It's Brandon Wiley. Brandon Wiley with the top spot here. Cody Kearns in P3. Daniel Peters, Joe Bohart rounding out the top 5. Still a good battle for that top spot. Brandon Wiley has it. J.D. Brown now back by 0.61 seconds. Hollywood J.D. Brown now trying the bottom side of the racing surface in the turns 1 and 2. That looks like that is not the place to be. Right around that outside, taking the long way around. The 33 of Brandon Wiley is now stretching his lead at the line. It is 0.959 the difference from first to second. Wiley gets a little bit free coming off of turn number 2. J.D. able to gain some space from that bobble from Wiley. Wiley still out front and running away with this one. 0.979, last time by the advantage for the 33 machine. J.D. Brown still trying to work that bottom side. But Brandon Wiley working the top side like a soldier. Really ripping around that outside. Here comes the battle for the number 2 spot. Down on the bottom side is J.D. Brown. Kearns right behind him. The advantage for your leader, 1.8 seconds. Just about a 2-second lead for Brandon Wiley. His car is coming to him as we've got 13 to go at the line. Up in the lap traffic now, the 7X machine of Taylor Selby. Looking to go a lap down to the 33 machine, Brandon Wiley. Wiley gets around, no harm and no foul. Around that straightaway, he'll go down through turn 1 and 2. Brandon Wiley working off of turn number 4. No big contest. Best battle on the track has got to be for the number 2 spot. That is a 1.2 second disadvantage for Kearns to J.D. Brown. Can Kobe Kearns run down? J.D. Brown, it's the battle coming off of turn number 2. Out front, it is all of Brandon Wiley. Wiley's looking to go. Out front. 10 to go. Make it 9 this time by for the 33 and the 2025 track champion. Brandon Wiley circling around the outside, once again keeping momentum up, and he's trying to run away from J.D. Brown. He's got a 4.3 second advantage. Here comes Colby Kearns, though. Here comes the battle off of turn number 2. Kearns to the inside. J.D. Brown side by side in turns 3 and 4. Kearns couldn't get it done. He's still trying to work around the 14 machine of J.D. Brown. Brandon Wiley, you can see just over a straightaway lead over the 13 machine. Now here comes the battle for third. The third off of turn number 2. J.D. Brown, Cody Kearns is getting heavily contested from the 30-60 of Daniel Peters. Daniel Peters now taking a peek to the inside, side by side off turn number 2. Here they go, working down the back straightaway, down on the inside. That is Daniel Peters in the 36 machine. Around the outside, that is Colby Kearns. Best battle on the track off of turn number 4, side by side at the line. Kearns able to hold on to that spot for now, but here comes that 36 working again in turns 1 and 2. Colby Kearns, Daniel Peters. Battle it out for the top 3, that podium spot down the back straightaway. Kearns now able to put a little bit of space between himself and the 36E machine of Daniel Peters. Here they go, working off of turn number 4 down that front straightaway. Brandon Wiley, J.D. Brown, Colby Kearns, Daniel Peters. Ryan Caldwell rounding out that top 5. 3 to go. Two laps remain for the 33N machine. Almost a half a lap lead as he works off a turn in number 4. White flag in the air one more time around. Brandon Wiley down that back straightaway here at the Santa Maria Speedway for the final time here tonight on the season opener. Into 3 off of turn number 4. He gets it done here tonight. Brandon Wiley picks up the win. Coming home in the number 2 spot, J.D. Brown. Third's going to go to Colby Kearns. 4th goes to Daniel Peters and Ryan Caldwell rounding out your top 5. Brandon Wiley goes to victory lane. Wiley through the scales and on the tech pad to make it official here tonight. Fresh off of claiming his victory for the 2025 championship. Back in victory lane once again, all too familiar for the 33N machine of Brandon Wiley. Brandon over there giving thumbs up and congratulations to the 14 machine. A J.D. Brown. These drivers compete all up and down California. Ladies and gentlemen, pulling it off here tonight, and we're getting our second interview. Brandon Wiley, man. Give it up, race fans, the 33N. Putting on a show here tonight, man. You had the field cover. You had him by over 3 seconds right there at the end of it. This thing was on rails tonight. That was a great battle between yourself and J.D. Brown. Always a good, clean competitor to race with, isn't it?
Yeah, JD's always super clean. His car really comes to life on the slick, and I was hoping we were going to have some real two-groove racing there with him on the bottom and me up top. And we had a couple good slide jobs. I wish I could have had a few more just because it was so much fun, but glad to pull it off tonight.
Yeah, this thing was on rails. You came off fresh off a championship. You're kicking off 2026 in a fantastic way. Who are the big-time sponsors that help out this 33 machine?
Yeah, as always, my parents and my beautiful wife, Haley, Quick Change Energy, Jonas Skate Spot, Sandy Registration Service, California Car Sales, just all the people that come out and help us work on these things and make sure they're ready to go every time they hit the racetrack.
There it is, race fans. Give it up one more time. Brandon Wiley. JD, man, this was a fantastic. I was deep down rooting for you, man, Bakersfield boy. But, man, this thing was good tonight, but Brandon was just a little too strong.
Yeah, I just couldn't run up there as good as he could. I know I made the mistake out of 2 for him to get by me, but I had to do something on the start to get in front of him, so I was able to do that. But, yeah, he was just too good up there. I just, was struggling in the rough stuff, just bouncing a little bit too much. I tried to run to the bottom to catch him, but just wasn't enough. He was just, very good tonight.
Yeah, that car was good, but you're always a competitor in this thing. You'll figure it out. Is that a change you have to make to the car to make it run that cushion a little bit better?
Yeah, we kind of set up for the slick, got it pretty tight and hooked up. So when it went up to the top stuff, we're just way too tight and kind of roughed up there. So we can make it better. Hopefully next race we can see what we can do and compete with Wiley for the win here.
And one more time, who do you got to thank on the 14?
Just huge thanks to my mom and dad, Normal Construction, DRI Shocks, and Yoshimura. Everyone that helps me out, the fans coming out. Amazing to see these, everyone showing up here. Just got to thank everyone that helps me out back at the shop.
There it is, Hollywood J.D. Brown coming home in the number 2 spot and rounding out your top 3. Kobe Kearns, man. Kobe up here battling. Man, it was a fantastic between yourself and this 36 machine. It was fun to watch, but, man, put on one heck of a show for a packed house at Santa Maria Speedway.
Yeah, it was a great run with Daniel. He did an awesome job. I thought he was going to slide it a little more the last couple laps. And I thought for sure he was going to finish it off and turn 4 in the last corner. But it was awesome. It was a great race, and I enjoyed it. I'd like to thank my wife, my dad, my son. We've put in a lot of hours this week just to get it fixed from last week. So, and I got a lot of fans. I got some coworkers here today. That's pretty awesome.
Come on, where's all the fans for Kobe Kearns here? Come on, make some noise out there. There it is right there. Daniel Peters, man, coming home in the number 4 spot. Fantastic run. Once again, talk us through some of that back and forth right here with Kobe.
Yeah, him and JD kind of pulled away from me there for a little bit, and I reeled him back in, and me and Kobe had a good battle, and I wanted to slide him, but I played nice.
That was fun to watch, and you played really nice right there. It is for a top 3, top 4 finish, but keeping the equipment, straight and rolling into the trailer is very important too.
That is a win for sure. That's number 1 on my list. So, it is 4th. 3rd would have been nice, but I'm driving into the trailer.
There it is right there. That's Daniel Peters coming home in the number 4 spot. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, our final A feature of the night. 305 Sprint Car Race in Action. Race fans, we are getting the 305 sprint cars. We're going to get live and in person right here on the front straightaway as we kick off our final A feature of the 2026 season opener here at the Santa Maria Speedway. On behalf of myself, John Candy, I thank Chad Weber and all the staff here at Santa Maria Speedway for putting on this event. I will be your announcer and live streaming all year long on John Candy Live. So if you're not able to make it through the back gates, you can tune in live on YouTube and the website, johncandylive.com. All right, we've got our driver starting on the pole here tonight. The PRW Steel Supply 23T Quick Change Liquid Energy. George Tristo. Finally got it right, buddy. You know, I say Tristo.
Yep, you nailed it. That's exactly how we say it.
So you got this 23T up front. This thing's been running fantastic all night long. You know, great qualifying effort. And this track right now looks money.
Track's perfect. I wouldn't have touched it all night, and Chad did an awesome job setting this thing up. Cars coming to us. We're really quick here, and there's a reason why this is my favorite track.
So what do you got to do tonight to get this victory, and then we get to talk one more time here later this evening?
I look forward to that. Trust me.
There it is. There's George Tristo starting in the number 1 spot. Jerry Alves, the 81A machine, man. This thing's bad fast. A lot of carbon fiber. You know, there's no lack of, you know, this might be a smaller power plant, but all the work and all the cool stuff that goes on this, all the carbon is still a very, very capable car indeed, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. We had a few more stickers last week, but, you know, the Thunderbolt beat us. So, we got a bad, fast car, and we'll see what we can do after 20 laps.
There's Al starting in the number 2 spot. Right here, a beautiful Martin Family HVAC number 71 machine. Andrew Martin. Martin, this is the first time you're racing with the 305s, right?
Second time, actually, but this is my first time here. Didn't do the best in qualifying, tried a slider line, and crew chief made a mistake in heat race when hit the left rear, binded it up, and that's why I hit the wall. But we're all good here. We're going to see what she can do for the first 20 laps, and hopefully bring the car back to the pits in one piece and do the best we can do.
And I got to ask, man, how old are you?
I just turned 14 in January.
There it is right there, race fans. 14-year-old Martin. Lance Jackson. Oh, we got Pombo. Oh, Pombo made it back out. That's right. All right. Lance Jackson, man, we're going from 14-year-old to not quite 14.
No, not quite 14. 14 times like 3 plus more.
So, I mean, you know, that's a great thing about 305 sprints. I mean, people in the beginning of their season or beginning of their careers and maybe a little bit further down in their careers still able to race in the same class. This is a great, great thing to come out and be competitive in.
Oh, yeah. It's been a great class and getting young guys in here, and then there's old guys, and you like the start of the heat race. It's the old dog and the young dog kind of thing, but it's a lot of fun.
And man, what's it feel like? You've seen a lot of racetracks over the years. You've raced for quite a long time. What do you think of this packed house at Santa Maria Speedway?
Oh, this is fantastic. I mean, Santa Maria is killing it. I mean, it's a 3-hour drive for us, and we don't care. I mean, it's great.
That's what it's all about right there. That's Lance Jackson driving an 18 machine. Kevin Barnes driving the 36B machine. Always great looking. King's Racing product. Quick change liquid energy, man. Out here doing another fantastic show with the 305 sprint cars. Who else gets you to the racetrack day in, day out?
Got to thank my family and friends and my pit crew. Patrick is here with me today, my one guy. And I want to give a shout out to Quick Change Liquid Energy Drink and HD Titanium, American Tire, BR Motorsports, King's Racing Products, Kevin's Towing, Salinas Chaper, Western Wear here in Santa Maria, and in Santa Maria Racetrack, guys. It's awesome to come here and race.
There it is. There's Kevin Barnes driving the 36B machine. Another young racer. Andrew Williams driving the number 2 machine. Buddy, man, you had some troubles getting this thing started. We had a roar after you came out after hot laps and got this thing fired up. What was the issue you guys were battling?
Our fuel pump wasn't all the way in.
Oh, wasn't all the way bolted up, the fuel pump?
Yep.
Wow, so you guys got that figured out. Once you guys got it figured out, this thing got on track. How does this feel for you here tonight?
It feels good. I want to thank my dad, my mom, my grandpa for helping me get this car out here, all my sponsors, Nibel Farms, IBS Supplies, Roa Madera, Riverstone, and everyone else that helps me.
There it is right there. That's a seasoned pro. Oh, I got to ask you too, buddy. How old are you?
14.
Another 14-year-old driver, ladies and gentlemen. Williams. Evan Dixon, our final driver out here. Evan, you look like you have been driving for quite some time. You're not 14 years old. I'm not saying you look old, buddy, but, man, how does it feel to be out here in the 305 sprint car?
It's good, actually. It's my first ever time in a sprint car tonight, so little different, trying to adjust to it. We've showed speed. We had the speed, just drivers got to clean some things up and not make some dumb decisions. And I think we can go forward here. Just got to stay out of the mess. And I can't thank Clarence for giving me the opportunity to drive this thing. My mom, my dad, all my sponsors. Having a blast trying to learn how to drive this thing. First night, it started out good and it's going bad. So maybe we can get it going again.
There it is right there. There's Evan Dixon. Hopefully he can turn around right here in the feature. And I got to get down here. I got to get a word with Pombo. Mr. Pombo, Davey, great to be back at Santa Maria Speedway, ready to battle out with all these cars here tonight.
Yeah. We were trying to get my brother's car back out after the heat race incident. We got him back out.
Look at that. We got Anthony's going to be out in the 3 machine. You guys put a new top wing. Is that all the damage that was on it?
No. Half the car had to be replaced, but we were fortunate enough to have the stuff in the trailer and able to put it back together.
Well, good luck tonight. Let's do no more working on cars and roll them straight in the trailer. And where is Anthony? Is Anthony rolled out here? Here we go. You're going to get a workout in here tonight, John Kennedy. Anthony Pombo, he's already suited, ready to rock and roll. The gloves are on, the helmet's on. Brother, that was one heck of a ride over there in turn number 2, but you guys got this thing back together, and we look forward to see you there up front in this main.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can keep it together for the full main event.
There's right there. So you think everything is A-okay with this thing? Looks spot on. You guys had all the parts in the trailer ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, it's bent. It needs some help.
There it is right there. It's bent, but he's ready to rock and roll. Put a show on here for you guys here tonight. Give it up for Anthony Pombo. All right, race fans, just like that, drivers are entering their cars, ready to suit up, get all the safety equipment on. We're ready to go. 305 sprint car racing in action. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen. We are locked and loaded for our final A feature of the night, the 305 Race Saver A main event. And your lineup looks like this. On a point, that is George Tristo Jr. In the 23, T2 is outside from Kerman, California. The number 2, it's Davey Pombo. Inside of row number 2, the 36B, that is Kevin Barnes Sr. from Fresno, California. 2 is outside, the 81A of Jeremy Alves. Inside of row number 3, that is Lance Jackson from Kingsburg, California, driving the 18 machine. And he was outside from Nuevo, California. It's the 71 of Andrew Martin. Inside of row number 4, that is the 2W, the young gun, 14-year-old driver out of Fresno, California. That is Andrew Williams, and 2 is outside from Visalia, the 7C of Evan Dixon. In row number 3, all by his lonesome, that is Anthony Pombo, coming for redemption in the 2 machine as we come to the green flag off of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Pombo with the advantage over Tristo off of turn number 2. Pombo moves last 2 spot. In the third, Jeremy Alves, Kevin Barnes, and Evan Dixon rounds out the top 5. Pombo around. Tristo still in the number 2 spot. Alves in P3. Barnes and the 7 machine, Evan Dixon. Dixon's a little bit free off of turn number 2. No harm, no foul. Perfect great racing surface here at Santa Maria Speedway. Pombo out front, Davey Pombo. After full rebuild on Brother Andrew's number 3 machine, he's out front and pull away from the field. He's got a 1.9 second advantage over George Tristo. Tristo still sitting P2. Alves in number 3 spot. Barnes still third. Dixon a little bit sideways. Might get a little bit free in the 7 machine. Right down that back straight. Now lap traffic becoming a factor. Anything number 3 goes Anthony Pombo. Down the infield. Looks like he's going to call it a night. Anthony Pombo down to the inside. He's senior up. He's senior up here. Santa Maria Speedway as caution flag is in the air. So we are being reported there is debris on the racing surface. So it looks like the officials making their way to the appropriate places. Looks like it may be here in turn number 4. You can see right there in the official's hand, looks like that is a Nerf bar. So Nerf bar off one of these hot rods. Jarred loose, and looks like the lineup is good. 14 laps remain. It's been all Davey Pombo since the drop of the green flag. George Tristo still at the number 2 spot. Jeremy Alves, Kevin Barnes Sr., and Evan Dixon rounding out that top 5. Cars down that back straightaway. Lights are out. We're going green flag racing. This time off a turn at number 4. Nice, tight formation. Coming to the green flag. Davey Pombo, George Tristo Jr., Jeremy Alves, Kevin Barnes, and Evan Dixon, your top 5. Off a turn number 2. Down that back straightaway. Pombo has that healthy lead over Tristo in the turns 3 and 4. Tail leads in that car. Caution flag will fly. We got one around over here in turns 3 and 4. That is the 71 machine. That is Andrew Martin from Nuevo, California, one of our 14-year-old drivers. Gets it wrong. Spins it a little bit sideways, bringing out the caution here on lap number 7. Seven laps down, 13 laps remain. Davey Pombo, George Tristo Jr., Jeremy Alves, Kevin Barnes, Evan Dixon, your top 5. Then you pick up the 2 machine of Andrew Williams from Fresno, California, and Lance Jackson in the 18. So another 14-year-old driver. That is the number 2 of Andrew Williams, battling the fuel pump issues. You heard him. That was the problem for him. Fuel pump was not bolted up all the way. Could not believe that answer I got from that young man. So it looks like the 71 is going to be able to continue with Andrew Martin from Nuevo, California. Fun fact, his brother was the young man that picked up the bike here tonight, courtesy of Toyota of Santa Maria, our junior fan of the night here at Santa Maria Speedway. I believe Austin Martin was his name. 9-year-old young man. They hail from Nuevo, California. Rooting on that 71 machine, his brother Andrew Martin. Lights here, we're going green flag racing, this time off of turn number 4. Once again, it is Pombo out front. Started outside front row. Has not left his spot at the top of the mountain. Can he hold off the rest of the field? 13 laps to go. A lot of racing remaining here on opening night here at Santa Maria Speedway. Green flags in the air. Pombo leads him down the back straightaway. Tristo in the number 2 spot. Alves in P3 and Barnes in the number 4 spot. Ripping it up high. The 7 machine. Evan Dixon. Dixon now following the clutches of the 2W Andrew Williams. Halfway there next time by. Almost to out front on the spot. Leads it down that back railing in turns 3 and 4. Ripping it right down that front stretch, right in your living room. John Candy live. Check out the 305 INC Race Savers here at Santa Maria Speedway opening night. 10 to go. Make it 9 for your leader. Pombo now about straightaway away from getting into lap traffic. Right now he is running down the 71 machine of Andrew Martin above down. No contest as of right now in your top 3. Martin on the bottom right now. Pombo ripping the off the turn 2 down that match straightaway. Tristo in the number 2 spot. Third right there is Alves. Jeremy Alves trying to run down the number 2 spot. Here comes your leader in the lap traffic. Slider serve in turns 1 and 2. Pombo will get a turn. Getting off the 2 down back straight into 3 and 4. Pombo ripping lip here into turns 3 and 4. Off the 4 down that coach ready. 60 up at the line. Lance Jackson next on the list for your leader. Tristo having troubles getting by the 71 machine of Andrew Martin. Tristo slider serve trying to bring Jeremy Alves with it. Now Alves not able to clear the 71 machine. Pombo still out front in the 2, down that back straightaway. Pombo off the 2, working down Lance Jackson, trying to put him a lap down to the C1 in turns 1 and 2. Low in that rear rotor on the 18 machine for Lance Jackson. Jackson is still in contest as well the 2W machine with Andrew Williams. Williams and Jackson side by side right in front of your leader. By is Pombo getting around Williams. Caution flag will fly. We got one around off the turn number 4. Caution in 4. Andrew Martin getting it wrong with 3 to go for Davey Pombo. So Kevin Barnes Sr. sitting there in the number 5 position. That is the 71 of Andrew Martin. Facing the wrong way. So 2-spin rule in effect here. So that will be all for the 71 of Andrew Martin from Nuevo, California. So the 2-spin rule, this is how it works. If you spin out once, you go to the tail of the field. You spin out twice and bring out caution for a second time, then your night is done. So he'll be pushed down to the infield. As we put him in the correct starting order. Davey Pombo still out front, leading every single lap so far. 17 laps in 3 laps remaining. George Tristo Jr. sitting in the number 2 spot. Jeremy Alves, Evan Dixon, Kevin Barnes, your top 5. Just getting the cars and the trucks starting over. Got the 71 down the infield with Andrew Martin. So now Anthony Pombo has a visitor, the 71 Andrew Martin, and now we have 7 cars remaining. 3 final revolutions around the Santa Maria Speedway. Opening nights. It's been a fantastic night of racing action. Open wheel opener here at the Santa Maria Speedway. California Lightning Sprints 305. IMCA Race Savers and the Dwarf cars and the WRA to join the program. Hope you race fans have enjoyed opening night here at the Santa Maria Speedway. We'll be back in 3 weeks. Oh, and make sure, ladies and gentlemen, how did I forget this and not mention it all night long? Did you look down there and see those wonderful fire pits down there in the fan experience zone right there? You see those fire pits? They will be open and available after the races. We do have a beer and wine booth down there, so you're more than welcome to come down and join and meet the racers, meet the drivers. You can come down and meet all the racers and drivers after all the cars are off the track. We open up the pits, and you're able to go down there and meet your favorite driver, get your autographs, and enjoy a nice beer and wine beverage over there in the fan experience area right there behind off of turn number 4. Lights are out. We've got 3 laps remaining. Let's kick off the final feature of the night in a 3-lap shootout. Davey Pombo, George Tristo, Jeremy Alves coming to the line off of turn number 4. Green flags in the air. Pombo with a great restart down that back stretch with 3-car advantage over Tristo. Tristo, 2 to go. Now chased by here comes Thompson. In the 7th X machine, making Evan Dixon. Dixon trying to make a move on the 81 of Alves. Get up into the top 3. Off a turn number 4. White flag in the air. One more time around. Combo. Silky smooth. Gets a little bit tight right there in the middle. Turn number 2. No harm, no foul. Still almost straightaway lead down the back straight for the final time. Coming off a turn number 4. Your winner, Combo. Tristow comes home in the number 2 spot. Jeremy Alves third. Evan Dixon. Andrew Williams rounds out your top 5. Make it Kevin Barnes Sr. right at the end. He finishes in the number 5 spot. That will do it. Davey Pombo makes his way down to the scales. Making it official, making it over the scales. Davey Pombo, the number 2 machine, being pushed through the scales right now. Kevin Barnes, the 36B. Looking for the thumbs up to make it official here tonight on opening night. Tristo coming home in the number 2 spot. Fantastic run indeed. But Davey just a little too strong here tonight. And making it official. Thumbs up. Davey Pombo is your winner here tonight in the M&L Plumbing Quick Change Liquid Energy number 2 machine. Jeremy Owls being pushed up the scales. Right there, George Tristo coming home in the number 2 spot. Here comes Davey Pombo. Right here in Victory Lane, picking up the win here tonight. Safety equipment coming off. He's got crew down here. Flawless 20 laps indeed for Davey Pombo. Quick change, liquid energy, belts are off. He can hear you now. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, the winner tonight for the 305 Sprint Cars, Davey Pombo. Davey, you guys worked hard all night long as a team together, but this car's been bad fast all night, and you've qualified well, and you pick up the victory here tonight. It's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it does feel good. I didn't have much time to work on it in between the heats and the main because I was helping my brother, but the car was good all night. The front wing fell down. The car got kind of tight at the end. I didn't know where George was. He's usually the one up front, so it's nice to finish in front of him for once.
Yeah, man, this thing was on rails there in the feature. You had George over there by about 3 cars for about the entirety of that race, but did you think with 3 to go he's going to maybe pull a slider or something there towards the end?
You never know. It's racing. You know, you're always waiting for it, but I felt like I was getting pretty good starts when we were coming for the green, so I don't know if he would have been close enough to slide me going into one on the restart.
Yeah, the car was good, leaving good. Who do you got to thank to put you in victory lane here tonight?
First and foremost, my family. I don't have too many sponsors. I have M&L Plumbing, Brad Downing Performance Engines. He's the one that builds the motors, makes the horsepower, and D.A. Gragnano Farms, and yeah, that's about it.
There it is right there. Race fans, give it up one more time. Oh.
And I'd also like to thank Quick Change Energy, HD Tie, American Racer. I got 3 American Racers on here. I'd have 4 if they'd let me. But, yeah, I'd like to thank all them.
There it is right there. There's Davey Pombo, your 305 Sprint Car winner. George Tristo, come home in the number 2 spot. Man, this car over here was just a little too strong.
Yeah, he ran a flawless race. Hats off to him. He ran his butt off on that one because I tried everything I could, and I just couldn't catch him.
So do you think it was a chassis adjustment, maybe a line adjustment, or just wasn't there tonight?
I don't know if we could say clean air. Clean air is everything when it comes to this motorsports, and he was set up perfect. He ran a perfect 20 laps, I'm sorry. We got cut down a little bit. He ran perfect 20 laps, and it was hard to keep up with him. And
final time, who do you got to thank on this 23T machine? It's beautiful and a great-looking piece.
Yeah, let's thank PRW Steel Supply, Bo Smith, Single Point Outsourcing, Quick Change Energy, American Racer, and HD Tie.
There it is right there. There's George Tristo coming home in the number 2 spot. And Alves, man, this thing was right there. You were getting pretty close to having a battle right there with Tristo at the end.
Yeah, I just think we were getting a little hot on the motor and didn't have quite the speed these 2 guys had. They were on rails all night. So make a few adjustments, and we'll be right there.
So what do you have looking forward in your schedule? What do you guys have coming up next?
We'll be at Tulare here in a couple weeks, and hopefully some 360 races later this year.
There it is right there. Keep your eyes peeled for 360 action for Alves. And Evan Dixon, man, we had a little bit of talk earlier on this before this race. Do you think this kind of got a little rebound for you? The way it kind of started okay, not okay in the middle, but top 4 finish?
Yeah, I'll take it. Felt really good there. Motor just wasn't really running all race, so restarts killed me. And then if I had to go run the bottom or anything, everything I gained, I lost. So, but we got a couple things to work on myself. We'll get it running a little better, work on the brakes a little bit, and I think we have the speed. Just gotta put the whole night together, and I think it can come. I just like to thank Clarence again for letting me run this thing. It was a blast. I mean, I've never ran a sprint car in my life, and I had a ton of fun. So I can't thank him enough, and I can't wait to do it again.
There it is right there. There's Evan Dixon rounding out your podium for the 305 Sprint Cars here tonight. Opening night at the Santa Maria Speedway. On behalf of myself, John Candy, Chad Weber, and the entire crew at Santa Maria Speedway, we thank you. We'll see you the next time right here at the Santa Maria Speedway.